Next up, Brian Pitts, followed by Kay Reiner, and then Maria Mahoney. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
Glad you came down to Polk.
I'm sorry?
We're glad you came to Polk.
Oh, I'm glad to come to Polk, too, to see y'all. New ones that come on board and everything. Most of you, because I'm somewhat, except for 2 or 3 of the House members here. I'd like to begin, you have a handout there. You'll see 2 sheets. You'll see my agenda pattern here. 3 areas. The people have spoken. Ethics reform. You know, media been talking about it, and leadership says they're ready to go. Well, if you recall, in 2011, Senate Bill 2088 was done. It didn't go pretty far, but why go through the harebrained? Bring that bill back from 2011, file it, pass it. It had the great straight, great, and wide jury report recommendations in it, both of their reports. Just go ahead and do it. Do what the people said. Bring that bill back from 2011, file it, pass it. By the way, President Gates was a co-sponsor on that bill. Fulfill your oath. I'll say it to you again. Florida Statute 11.13 does not have your correct salary. You do not make $18,000. Nor does that statute have your powers and duties written in it. Why do I say that? You'll see the reference here. The Constitution mandates that you put in statute your real salaries, which is about $29, $42 for leadership, and your powers and duties. Ever since 1968, it has been mandated that you do that. It's not what I think. Your oath is to protect defend the Constitution, uphold it. Well, you need to put in that statute what needs to be there. Okay, the judiciary. You need a resolution, get rid of the JQC, and put them, all their duties, into the Commission on Ethics. This is why. And Senator Soto was here when the Committee on Courts in 2008 did that magnificent report showing the JQC was not ethically at all really doing their job. Get rid of them, save yourself $900,000. Okay, there is no independent judiciary as they're claiming. Okay, in Bush v. Shivo, if you remember, that was Terry's Law, the big issue that happened in this state. Matter of fact, this country, it was worldwide. They said to y'all that the judiciary was not subject to the check and balance doctrine in that opinion. Who wrote that opinion? Parente. Of course, she got reinstated along with the other 2 justices. I had hoped they would have been, voted out on retention. They are saying to y'all that they are not subject to the check and balance doctrine. They are accountable only to themselves among judges. That is incorrect. That doesn't even line up with the Federalist Papers. Get rid of the JQC, put them in the Commission on Ethics. That's going to take a resolution. Criminal justice reform. You need to deal with the county jails and the prisons. This is why. The county having a serious problem conducting properly 950 and 951. Let me give you an example. Many of them have not passed the ordinance adopting the sheriff or a contracted entity to be the chief county correction officers. Hillsborough hasn't done it. This county hasn't done it. 2 counties recently that did it, Hernando and Pinellas. No. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. When you deal with DOC, deal with the county jails too. Here's another big problem. They are having a problem fulfilling the requirements of the Florida model jail standards. They miss it. Orlando Central completely blew all these people out of the water, all these counties out of the water about this problem. Almost done. Just okay, 1 moment. Get rid of unnecessary criminal laws. You need to file a blanket of repealers. I'll give you an example. The Death Penalty Reform Act in 2000, remember, the court struck that back in 2000. Guess what? Those statutes, all those criminal statutes, are still in the books. Do some repealers. And other criminal laws, get rid of. Sexual predators, you need to check those laws. You know those adults that like to mess with little kids and little boys? Guess what? Y'all going too far. In statute, it says you can mess with a little girl or a little boy if they get emancipated, pregnancy is involved, or consent of the parents. Remember Romeo and Juliet? Remember bar mitzvah, bat mitzvahs? What happens in the Jewish culture? They become adults. Those kids, they're kids. You need to check those laws. Every sexual predator and offender may not necessarily be that. And on the last sheet, you will see I have what I call my code of transparency, bill of bill transparency and integrity. I know you know some of these things, but when you do bills, stop doing frivolous bills. Do something that's going to count. You have my rest of the agenda there. I will hope that you will move, especially on the economic development reform stuff, which I don't have time for, especially generating revenue. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.
Thank you, Brian. It's always good to hear from you.